She was 40, respected, successful, and convinced that the most dangerous thing she could ever lose was her reputation. Then one rainy evening, an unexpected message appeared on her phone from the one person she had desperately tried not to think about, her 24-year-old student. What he wrote was only 6 words, "Professor, I know your secret." She thought he was talking about her feelings for him. She was wrong. His discovery was far more dangerous, and before the week was over, the quiet professor would find herself choosing between the career she had spent 20 years building and the man who had somehow become the only person who truly understood her. But what neither of them knew was that someone else had been watching them from the beginning. And that person was determined to destroy them both. Before we begin, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the story is about to take you through love, betrayal, hidden identities, and a secret that changes everything. Elena Moretti had spent years learning how to keep her emotions under control. At 40, she had become the kind of woman people described with words like elegant, intelligent, composed, and impossible to intimidate. She taught literature at a prestigious university in London, where students admired her demanding lectures and colleagues respected her discipline. Her life appeared perfectly organized from the outside. She arrived early, taught her classes, graded papers late into the evening, drank black coffee in the faculty lounge, and returned to her quiet apartment overlooking the Thames. What nobody knew was that Elena had not always chosen solitude. Years earlier, she had been engaged to a man named Richard Hale, a brilliant young academic who had promised her a future filled with books, travel, and family. Their relationship ended abruptly after Elena discovered that Richard had been secretly using her research for his own career. She had forgiven the betrayal emotionally, but she had never completely recovered from the lesson it taught her: never trust anyone enough to give them the power to destroy you. Then Daniel Carter entered her classroom. Daniel was 24, a postgraduate student specializing in comparative literature. He was charming without trying to be, confident without being arrogant, and unusually perceptive. During his first seminar with Elena, he said almost nothing. He simply listened. But when she asked the class why the protagonist in a famous novel had chosen loneliness over love, Daniel raised his hand and answered, "Sometimes people don't choose loneliness because they don't want love. Sometimes they choose it because love has taught them that being alone is safer." The room went silent. Elena looked at him for a second longer than she intended. "That's an interesting interpretation," she said. Daniel smiled. "It's not an interpretation, Professor. It's a warning." She dismissed the comment and continued the lecture, but the sentence stayed with her long after the class ended. Over the next few weeks, Daniel became one of her most engaged students. He challenged her arguments respectfully, submitted essays that forced her to reconsider ideas she had taught for years, and occasionally made the entire classroom laugh with a single understated remark. Elena tried to treat him exactly like everyone else. She gave him no special attention and maintained strict professional boundaries. But attraction does not always announce itself. Sometimes it arrives quietly. It appears in the pause before someone speaks. In the way your eyes search for one particular face in a crowded room. In the strange disappointment you feel when a person misses class. Elena noticed herself looking toward the door whenever Daniel was late. She hated that she noticed. One evening, after a particularly difficult seminar, Daniel waited outside her office. "Professor Moretti," she looked up from her papers. "Yes, I wanted to ask about my thesis proposal. You can email it." "I did. Then I'll read it." He hesitated. "You don't have to wait here." "I know." Elena studied him. "Then why are you still standing there?" Daniel smiled faintly. "Because I wanted to see whether you'd say that." She almost laughed. "Good night, Mr. Carter." "Good night, Professor." He walked away. Elena watched him disappear down the corridor and immediately became irritated with herself. She closed the office door. For the first time in years, she wondered whether she had become too good at being alone. The following month, Elena received an invitation to a university literary conference in Oxford. Daniel's research had been selected for a student panel, meaning they would both attend. Elena considered asking another professor to supervise the group, but doing so would have looked suspicious. So she went. The conference was supposed to last 3 days. On the second evening, a storm swept across the countryside. The university buildings remained open, but transportation was disrupted. Elena found herself standing beneath the stone archway outside the library, staring at the rain. "You are going to get soaked." She turned. Daniel stood behind her, holding an umbrella. "I can manage." "I know. Then why did you bring an umbrella?" "Because managing everything alone doesn't mean you have to." She stared at him. That sentence hit harder than he could have known. "Daniel," she said quietly, "there are lines that shouldn't be crossed." "I know. And you need to understand that I'm your professor." "I know that too." "Then please don't make this complicated." His expression changed. "I haven't asked you for anything." Elena looked away. That may be the problem. The rain continued falling. Neither moved. Finally Daniel opened the umbrella. "Let me at least walk your back." She hesitated. Then she stepped beneath it. They walked in silence. Nothing happened. And somehow, that made everything more dangerous. The next morning, Elena received an anonymous email. "I know about you and Daniel." Her heart stopped. She reread the sentence. Then another message arrived. "You should be more careful." There was no name, no explanation. Elena immediately assumed someone had misunderstood the situation. They had walked together in the rain. They had spoken privately. Nothing improper had happened. But she knew how quickly rumors could become weapons. She deleted the email. Then another arrived. This time there was an attachment. A photograph. It showed Elena and Daniel beneath the umbrella. Taken from across the courtyard. Elena felt cold. Someone had deliberately photographed them. She confronted Daniel later that afternoon. "Did you tell anyone about us walking together?" He looked confused. "Us? You know what I mean." "No. Think carefully." "I am thinking carefully." "Someone photographed us." Daniel's expression hardened. "Who?" "I don't know." He looked at the photograph. After several seconds, he said, "This isn't about you."